another candidate who, of course, has said a lot of improvident things, and I myself have talked to him and said, please start acting more presidential. I'm sure your own wife is urging you to do it. And Donald Trump laughed when I said it, because we've got two choices. And one, we don't know what he would do, but one thing for sure, he's made some very serious promises in line with what the American people want.
Pat, I want to pick up on that. Where did you talk to him? Where did you say that to him?
Well, oddly enough, it was a day like this day. I played tennis today, and I was on the tennis court about 3 weeks ago. And he called me on my private phone, and he knew that I'd said something that was mildly complimentary about him on Fox. And so he wanted to thank me for it. And we've been acquaintances and somewhat friends for a long time. And we hadn't talked much since he announced and was, getting the nomination. But I said something nice about him being what the founding fathers had in mind. That is, not professional politicians. They did not envision professional politicians. They wanted businessmen, lawyers, teachers, ministers, dropping their other professions for a year or two to represent their people, and then going back to their professions, not settling in for 30, 40, 50 years on the public dole and becoming wealthy, being a congressman, senator, or even a president. And so he would have been an acceptable candidate.
Right.
Not to say that he's the best candidate. I did quote in that article how God used an ass, a donkey, a mule, when the prophet Balaam was not doing God's will. He gave the voice to an ass who spoke to the prophet and said what God wanted done. It's in 1 Samuel in the Bible.
But Pat, we're almost out of time. So again, what did you say to him? And his laugh was the response. What did you say to him exactly?
Was that I hope you will look at some Ronald Reagan debates and see how he could express himself thoroughly and clearly, but with respect to the other candidate. And that's more presidential. You need to seem more presidential.
And he gave you a little laugh.
And he laughed, but I think he heard me.